Peace be to you all. Assalamu alaikum. This is Omar Abdul Malik, physician assistant and health educator. So I'm a little bit sleepy because I just got off a fairly grueling night shift. Um, doing a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. And I'm not a night owl, I'm actually a morning bird. So, with the Lord's help and lots of caffeine, I get through the night shift. But now it's morning, so I'm off. Um, I wanted to answer some of you all's questions about the CASPA application, and one of those questions was from a couple of you all who are trying to decide whether or not you should apply early or apply late or apply for the next cycle for I think the 2021 2022 as opposed to this 2020 to 2021 cycle. This because you haven't finished your courses and you haven't garnered an adequate number of direct patient contact hours. I would say this: only you truly know what your situation is, and because the subjective nature of admissions committees, and I can say this having sat on admissions committees, having been a professor at PA programs 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago actually. It's highly subjective about who gets in and who does not. You want to be as strong an applicant as possible. I cannot stress this enough. If you are, I think I talked to somebody who follows me on YouTube and then started following me on Instagram. And this particular pre-PA student still has 4 or 5 classes to finish. If you take those classes and the admissions committees, you're trying to apply early, and admissions committees see that you still have 4 or 5 classes to take, well, they may look at somebody else who's completed everything, who's completed all of their prerequisites. That's just the way it is. That's the competitive nature of this program, of the PA profession. And before you get to the PA profession, you got to get into PA school. I never thought that it would be this competitive to get into PA school. I mean, it's crazy. It's insane. But again, you want to be a strong applicant. And I'll tell you all this. One of the reasons why it's so competitive now is that there's just so much expected of physician assistants now. We function, I would say, close to being on par with doctors in certain capacities. So as a hospitalist PA, the PAs with whom I work do procedures. We see the patients by ourselves. We're ordering appropriate tests. We're doing follow-up. We're doing consults when deemed appropriate. And, of course, we work in conjunction with the supervising physician, but the supervising physician is often occupied in our ICU. So she or he, depending on who's covering for that day, doesn't want us calling them every 5 minutes like, hey, what should I do about this? What should I do about that? This is going on. That's it kind of defeats the purpose of having PAs on your hospitalist team if they don't know what they're doing. So there's a lot of responsibility, accountability, and expectation placed on physician assistants, and the media still kind of ignores us, and that's okay. I kind of like being under the radar, so to speak. a lot of this COVID-19 pandemic, you'll hear people talking about the work of the brave doctors and nurses and others. Like, hey, what about us? But I like what I do, so whether I'm acknowledged for it or not, I don't it doesn't bother me at all. I just want to do my job. I really enjoy what I do. I'll talk. I'll do another video about how we're dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic. It's um, it's a very frightening time, but it's also a very fascinating time for me. I have a science background, so I'm always wondering why things happen, from a scientific perspective, and how to approach it and overcome it. So it's an exciting time also to be a physician assistant in particular. But if for those of you all who are in the midst of applying or filling out your CASPA form for this particular cycle, please feel free to contact me. You can contact me via Instagram, and I'm a bit reticent about putting my email or my cell phone in the description. So you can contact me on Instagram or Facebook, and then we can communicate. But one of the things about which I'm very passionate is mentoring, and in particular mentoring PA students. I've been doing this for a long time. This is my 20th year as a physician assistant, and I'm still really enjoying it. There's opportunities for leadership. There's opportunities to make money. Over 100,000 is pretty good if you can manage your money correctly, and you can serve your community and whom you deem to be your creator. But it's a lot of fun. But anyway, I wish you all the best of success in your positive endeavors. Lord willing, inshallah, I'm going home and getting some sleep because I got to come back tonight. Take care. Peace. Be safe.